Alright, and things here fine, young woman. Oh, by the way, we're back, folks. You'd be honored if you would consider attending the company dinner with his son, Matt. Matt. You can be suspicious, interested, or uninterested.
Suspicious.
You can accept the invitation, make an excuse, or tell him you'll get back to him.
I'll get back to him.
You must really hate your father. The boss's face becomes red. He takes a handful of high blood pressure medication. Hey, just like Dad says. When he calms down, he promises that you will never have a job in his company.
I don't want to have a job in your company.
Not only have you soured a potentially lucrative future business contract, you have messed up the opportunity to date Matt, who is ruggedly handsome college football star. No. Wait, he's in college? You're 14!
Don't I already have a boyfriend?
Yes!
Who's cheating on me, and this is not going anywhere?
What is wrong with this game? Alright. Your mother has... And we're going in the correct order this time, because the high school stage, you go through the entire thing anyway. So, you're supposed to be this age.
Wow.
Your mother has been out all day and has just phoned to tell you that she's stuck with the car. She sounds exhausted, dinner hasn't been started yet, and the house will be filling up with people any minute. It looks like it's going to be a zoo. You are supposed to go out with your friends. The best place to be after she gets home would be miles away. You can be sympathetic to Mom or unsympathetic.
Sympathetic.
You can make dinner for everyone, bake, or you can run out with your friends.
Make dinner for everyone.
Because we all know your friends are douchebags, and you do love baking.
Yes, yes indeed.
Family, social, and emotional characteristics take a healthy jump. What would you like to prepare? You look through the cookbook. Chicken meringue, hamburger and french fries, chicken cordon bleu, or beef Wellington. Or dog. Oh, chicken meringue.
The first one.
An interesting concoction. Everyone makes unusual noises of approval when they eat it. Or just unusual noises. You are terrific.
Yay.
Your dad decides he wants to have sorry, I was checking the time. Long talk with you about college. You're can't be 15 yet. In his talk, he advises you to do all the things you think you would like to do least. He is pushing hard for you to attend a college very close to home. In the middle of everything, he says, you don't know, sweetheart. Sweetheart, I don't know how necessary a college education is for women anyway. Because your dad is apparently out of the 1940s.
Wow.
You get the distinct sense that he has already planned your next 8 years of life for you. You can be angry, anxious, depressed, or calm.
Calm.
You can listen quietly or tell him that you disagree with what he is saying.
I disagree.
Sometimes parents get overzealous helping their children plan for the future. They may have a real need to control their children and are fearful of giving up that control. You express your desire to control your own life to your father. He has difficulty understanding why you might resent his help. Expressing yourself... Yes, his help from the 1950s. Expressing yourself now prevents you from having a major blow-up with him later on. Alright. Did I remember to save? No, I didn't. Damn it. One of the older kids in school takes you aside and offers you a quick way to make money. By dealing drugs.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's what it actually
yes.
says.
I kid you not. By dealing drugs. Nothing too heavy or dangerous, according to him. All you would have to do is deal some pot and a few lewds. No one will ever suspect a girl. You can be...
It's the most sexist game I've ever seen.
You can be interested or not interested.
Not interested.
Wait, you're not gonna deal drugs?
Not after an insult like that. would expect a girl.
Tell him you will do it or refuse to do it.
Refuse to do it.
He tells you that you have just passed up the opportunity to make some easy money. He is caught dealing 3 weeks later, but nothing much happens to him. 3 months after that, you read that he was jailed in South America during a drug-related incident. Why the local paper has information about South American drug deals is beyond me. I'm going to save now and pray desperately that this works out. So we might have just ended up having to skip the drug dealing chapter, but oh well. You have a lot of health ones coming up. You are annoyed because your father doesn't seem to be paying attention to what you say these days. You would appreciate it if he would treat you more like a person. While you are trying to explain this to him, he begins correcting your grammar. You can be angry or assertive.
Assertive.
Whine, "See, I can't believe it, you're doing it again." Or you can say, "You know, Dad, this is a perfect example. I'm trying to express myself, and you are getting on my case a bit because of my English."
B.
No, I want you to say the whole thing, Phoenix.
I don't remember the whole thing.
Your dad is taken aback by your assertiveness. and is
Women are assertive?
and is forced to examine his own behavior. He realizes that he's a chauvinist, sexist pig, and that he has been unfair to you, and apologizes. The two of you gain a mutual respect for one another. Alright. Here we got a good health one. A cousin of yours asks if you would like to inherit her wig collection. I'm not sure how this is health. Interested or not interested?
Not interested.
You don't want wigs?
No.
Accept the wigs or pass the offer. Obviously pass on the offer. You always thought your cousin was a little weird. Now you know you were wrong. She's a lot weird. The only place you can see for those wigs is at the end of a leash. Alright, we got another health one. Warning, this episode contains subject matter of a sexual nature. Of course. Oh, here we go. Your mother calls you in for a talk about something she says is very, very important. She thinks this might be a good time to go for a checkup with a gynecologist, a doctor who specializes in women. In case you don't know that gyne means woman and cologist is scientist. Whatever. I'm not going to examine words in front of the internet right now. We can do that later. You can be afraid or comfortable.
Comfortable. No. Afraid.
You're afraid? You're afraid of gynecologists, really?
I was at first.
Alright, fine. I'm terrified of gynecologists. Alright, you can go for an exam or not go for an exam.
Go.
She makes an appointment for you and says she will drive you there. On the way over, Mom explains to you, it's a little embarrassing at first, but he really is a gentle doctor. Oh good, you're even going to a male gynecologist. Awesome. You dwell for a moment on the word he and realize that it's a man is going to see and mess around with all your most intimate parts. Then again, this hasn't been the first time. You can change your mind and tell her you don't want to see a man doctor, or go anyway.
Go anyway.
The gynecologist is a very sweet old man. Most of it... At least that's what he wants you to think. Most of the time you spend naked is with a nurse who helps prepare you for the exam. Turn your head and cough. Oh, sorry. The doctor is kind enough to warm up the instruments before he examines you. When the examination begins, he shows you various different parts of your reproductive system and teaches you how to give yourself a breast examination, which he says is very important. He asks your mother if she would be kind enough to leave the room. When she does, he asks you whether you are sexually active and if you are using birth control. He then asks if you would like more information about birth control. Get more information or no?
Yes.
Alright. When When the two of you are alone, the doctor gives you the facts on both male and female birth control methods and tells you to call him if you would like to talk to him more about it. You probably don't realize it now, but he happens to be an excellent doctor. Alright. All of your friends are skipping class, and they want you to come along too. Interested or uninterested?
Uninterested.
Skip class, go to class.
Go to class.
According to your status sheet, you are not the type of person who would usually pass up this kind of adventure. Perhaps
What the hell is this game talking about?
Perhaps you are beginning to accept responsibility a bit more. Intelligence, trustworthiness, and family characteristics increase.
Aren't they already, like, practically at maximum?
Some of them are, yeah. Alright?
This game is dumb.
So I need to check. Are you old enough to have a job yet? No, you're almost 15, but I don't think you have a job until 16. Alright, more health.
Yay.
Your best friend has asked to borrow an outfit how is his health? That you like a lot and really look good in. Be generous or possessive?
Generous.
Lend it to her? Tell her you can't lend it to her.
Lend it to her.
Do women really share clothes? That just seems weird.
Not all clothes. Usually it's just shirts and jackets.
You know what? If Steineric came up to me and asked to wear my pants, I would tell him no.
I would let people wear my pants and I wouldn't wear someone else's pants. Or skirt. Maybe they're dress, but not.
If Steineric wanted to wear my skirt, I would totally let him. He tells you, she thanks you for it, and tells you you're a true blue friend. You're obviously part of the Blue Man group. That night, when you run into her, she's wearing it. You can't believe how good it looks on her. Lesbian.
Alright.
As a matter of fact, you could never get it to look that good on you in a billion years. Well, in a billion years, it probably wouldn't look that good on you. I admit. Alright, force out a compliment, say nothing, or sincerely give her a compliment.
Sincerely give her a compliment.
Your gentleness characteristic shows that you can be kind and sincere even when you are feeling a bit envious. She appreciates the compliment. When she returns it, you can tell her to keep it or take it back.
Take it back? It's mine.
You'll just have to make sure you never wear it in public when she's around. Alright.
Okay.
Apparently. A close friend of yours has taken on a peculiar habit lately. After every meal, she runs into the bathroom and throws up so that she doesn't have to worry about her weight. That's not a good idea at all. She doesn't seem to think there is anything weird about it. Except that this...
Yes, because everybody on the planet, right after they eat, goes and throws it up.
She's
That's
losing
the way
weight
eating
rapidly.
works.
Except that you end up underweight and then your throat gets burned from the stomach acids. So you can be concerned, angry, or unconcerned.
Concerned.
You can try to help straighten her out, or do nothing. She is a good friend, and that's all her business.
Help straighten her out. Look, dumbass.
She denies she has a problem.
No, she does.
Insists that she does, leave her alone.
Insist that she does.
She gets angry at you and calls you names. Keep insisting, leave her alone.
Keep insisting.
Your concern for your friend is admirable. It shows that you are sensitive to the amount of danger that she is in. Unfortunately, there is no way to help people like this. If she ever chooses to get straightened out, it will have to come from within. I don't think we can do that mission until you've got a job. Your parents have gone out for the night. You and two friends are sitting around with nothing much to do. One of your friends asks, "What kind of booze do your parents have in the house?" You can be bored / ready to experiment, anxious, or calm.
And tell her you have issues too.
Suggest something else to do. That's the closest to that. You know this would be a stupid thing to do.
Yes!
You will almost surely get caught. Intellectual and thoughtfulness characteristics rise.
What about health? That should be health. Because
Now,
Lord knows, people of age 15 don't know how to drink properly. Hell, most of the 20-year-olds who can drink don't drink properly.
Well, this one is a good health one. Well, I don't know if it's good or not. You are getting dressed one day and notice a small red mark on your lip. Could it be some kind of disease? You think about the boys you've kissed. And lo, there have been many in the past month. Oh man, multiple in the past month. And you're like 15. Holy cow. And decide to kill anyone who's given you a terminal disease. Yeah, it's AIDS. Alright, anxious, terrified, or calm?
Calm.
You can go to the doctor or ignore it.
Go to the doctor.
Doesn't anything alarm you? It was only a cold sore. Just what you thought. It's a good thing that you had it checked. Once again, I think this is... Oh no, we can't do this one. On the back of an old matchbook cover, you see an offer which promises the possibility of a free art scholarship if you can draw Winnie, a cartoon figure from the inside flap. Interested or not interested?
Interested.
Draw Winnie or throw the matches out?
Draw Winnie.
Your picture is returned with an offer to enroll in a home study course sponsored by the International Institute of Constructive Creative Painting and Art. Tuition is, of course, waived because you qualify for a full scholarship. There is a $500 plus state sales tax where applicable fee for tools and materials. Are you interested in purchasing these materials? Yes or no?
No.
You don't even have $500. You really had me worried for a minute. Your tools and materials would have consisted of nothing more than a fancy box of crayons and some drawing pads. Oh, you must have a job. Alright. You're too young for this episode. Oh, this one we're too young for. This one.
We weren't too young to get molested or make out or felt up or anything like that. No, we're too young to get a job.
You are in a quiet, pensive mood, and your thoughts turn to the subject of religion. Oh. Typical PhoenixTsukino. I think anyone who knows her knows that quiet, pensive moments, immediately religion.
Religion.
Your family's beliefs seem out of step with your own as you wonder about the nature of your existence. Would they understand if you told them about the differences? Curious or not curious?
Curious.
Talk to them. Do not confront them.
Talk to them.
Mom, Dad, I've decided to worship Great Cthulhu and the Old Ones. Your desire...
Was there a South Park episode about that?
I don't know. I don't watch that
I just
show.
I was passing through the channels, and there was a South Park episode. I swear to God, it was Cthulhu. And they had a whole song, and Cartman was singing about Cthulhu and their friendship or whatever. It was weird. I was like, are they really making a Call of Cthulhu reference?
Dude.
Why?
Freaking Cthulhu is not your friend. He freaking kills his worshippers because that's like the kindest thing he can do when he takes control. Just put them out of it immediately.
Oh, great.
Being in the same room as one of his statues will drive you insane. A statue of him drives you crazy. Your desire to question the meaning of religion, faith, and some of life's larger, more philosophical questions is admirable. This kind of independent thinking stimulates the mind and fuels divergent thought. Your parents accept your right to your views, but strongly disagree. Yeah, I wonder why. You feel their arguments are weak compared to yours. They seem to accept more things on faith. You want reasons.
Yes.
The discussion seems futile until you realize that perhaps the most important aspect about it is their acceptance of you and their secret pride in the knowledge that you are a bright, free-thinking person. Alright. Let's see. You are 15, 3 months. So we're going to try for a job at 15. You only have $75 left, so you kind of need a job.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can apply for a job now.
Yay!
So we're going to apply for a job. What kind of job would you like to apply? You can cook in a fast food store, clerk in a drugstore, ticket taker in a movie theater, bookkeeper for a trucking firm, or assistant in a law office?
Assistant in a law office.
That one sounds the best to me. You have all the qualifications, but the position has already been filled by someone else.
What?
Alright, so we'll try another one. You can be a bookkeeper for a trucking firm, ticket taker in a movie theater, clerk in a drugstore, or cook in a fast food store.
Ticket taker.
Congratulations, you start work immediately.
Woo.
Now we can do the job one. In your own opinion, you have been doing a good job at work. Your boss, however, constantly complains about the pickiest things. He never tells you when you have done a good job. When you do something wrong, he really lets you have it, even when you foul up on something easily correctable. To make matters worse, most of the mistakes you make are his fault. Now he has called you into his office for a discussion. This usually means that you are going to get yelled at for something. Sometimes you think that having an affair with the office manager and being married to his own nagging wife is driving him straight to the funny farm. You can be angry, anxious, or unbothered.
Unbothered.
Listen quietly or stick up for yourself.
Stick up for myself.
You are the mellow type who tries not to let the opinions of others influence you in a negative way. You calmly point out that he is responsible for a lot of the problems you are having. He calmly fires you. On your way out the door, the phone rings. It is your boss's wife. She wants to know where her husband is. Tell her he's fooling around with the office manager in the back, or hang up on her.
Literally, that's my only two choices.
Yes.
Hang up on her.
Oh, come on. He is actually fooling around with the office manager.
Fine.
This gets your boss in the desired amount of hot water. He calls you at home and asks you, pleads with you, begs you to 1, come back to work, and 2, tell Schnookums that you were playing a nasty trick. He'll even give you a raise and a $2-hour lunch break every day. Do what he says / go back to work. Tell him you are looking for employment elsewhere.
Looking for employment elsewhere.
Good. The other one doesn't work. As you hang up the phone, you imagine him whimpering on the other end. Although now I believe we're going to need to get a new job. Because, yeah, we have no occupation again. You do have $300, though.
Yay!
Alright, so...
Drugstore clerk, I guess.
Clerk in a drugstore, alright. Congratulations, you start work immediately. Still too young for this one? Probably. Alright, here's another work one. You notice someone stealing an extremely large amount of valuable property from work. Concerned or unconcerned?
Concerned.
Tell him to stop. Tell the boss. Do nothing.
Tell them to stop.
That's what you want to do. He says, mind your own... Oh, he tells you to mind your own goddamn business. And sneers at you. You can... Tell the boss. Do nothing.
Tell the boss.
The boss asks if you can prove what you are saying, since you have no pictures or direct evidence. He tells you there's nothing I can do. This is one of those times when you think the whole world is completely insane. Sometimes it just about is.
Yeah. He must be retarded, because if any boss
It's missing.
somebody might be stealing, they would investigate it, even if you were lying.
I mean, you work at a freaking drugstore. You know what? Drugs aren't there anymore, and no one paid for them. Voila! Stealing. While you are shopping in town one day, a woman who introduces herself as a photographer tells you that you are very beautiful, and that she might be able to get some modeling work for you. She gives you her card. Interested or uninterested?
Uninterested.
Visit the woman in the studio or throw out the card?
Throw out the card.
I guess you feel a life of fame, fortune, and stardom is not for you.
More like a life filled with, quote unquote, watching my weight, aka becoming anorexic, is not my idea of work.
It's my idea. Your best friend since grade school, which one, has been looking depressed and confused. She is usually a very happy-go-lucky person, so you really can't understand what could be wrong. Sympathetic/concerned or unsympathetic? Or uninterested, rather.
Concerned.
Ask her what is wrong, keep to yourself.
Ask what is wrong.
She tells you that there is nothing wrong, but you can see in her face that she is deeply troubled. Keep pressing her to tell you, leave her alone.
Keep pressing.
After much hesitation, she lowers her eyes and blurts out that she thinks she is a homosexual. She is worried that if she tells any friends, they will desert her. Yeah, well, you do live in the most racist, sexist school of all time, so yeah, that's probably a fair guess.
With those douchebag friends ever.
And that she will be laughed at. Can you really laugh at someone for being homosexual? It's not really funny, but anyway, what are you feeling right now? Anxious/shocked, disgusted, or accepting?
Accepting.
It's nice to see that you are willing to be supportive.
Thank you.
You can sympathize and ask her to tell you all about it, or offer support but suggest that she speak to someone who knows more about it.
First one.
You may be asking for more work than you are willing to provide for this friend. As a result of your sympathy, she becomes very dependent, telling you her every problem, every thought, and every worry. This is bound to wear down the most patient. This is bound to wear down the patience of even the most true blue friend.
I think not.
At this time in your life, I'm sure you have many of your own problems to deal with. As a result, you become tired of being her therapist and begin to avoid her. Your friendship eventually dwindles away.
This game sucks. I've actually done that before. So this game is stupid.
You've consolidated a lesbian friend? Awesome.
Yes.
I don't know any lesbians.
I actually have several friends who were gay and bisexual.
Anyway.
So this game is unrealistic.
Anyway, you are shopping at a drugstore. It is almost closing time. The manager is letting the customers out one by one, keeping the door locked so no one else can come in. Is it the drugstore you work at? This is a health thing, by the way. So, wish I'd saved before this. Anyway, you are in the rear of the store. Suddenly, making a phone call. Suddenly, a man in line at the cash register takes out a gun and announces a holdup. He looks drunk, and the gun looks fake, but it's hard to be sure from where you are. You can be frightened or brave.
Frightened.
Come on, be brave.
No, I'm not stupid. I don't want to die.
No, at no point are you probably going to die on this one. There is, in case you're wondering, there is no option to assault him and try and take the gun from him. Though that would be cool. Alright. You can keep still or you can phone the police.
Phone the police. Already have the phone.
You move solely on instinct. You quietly and carefully dial the police and whisper into the receiver. The police are quick to arrive, and he is easily subdued. You acted bravely. Good job.
Very unrealistically.
Paul is one of your best friends. You've grown up together. The two of you used to take baths in the same tub when you were babies. Unnecessary information. Seen a lot of each other.
That only makes sense if we were related, which makes less sense.
Yeah, and I've hung out.
Sounds creepy, but it makes more sense than just having, like, your friend who's the opposite sex have bath.
Anyway, you've hung out together. You have never gone out together, but maybe it's better that way. No complications. He's going out with a girl who treats him terribly. A total bitch. One night, when you and the date, and Paul, you and Peter, and Paul, and his date, go out to the movies, Paul's date gets really sick. She doesn't really look that sick, but she's just feels like giving everyone a hard time because she has a headache. Since she happens to live really close to your date's house, and you practically live right next door to Paul, and all four of you are exhausted, it might be a good idea if you and Paul go home together, and Paul's bitchy date and your date drive home together.
Why is that a good idea?
I don't know. Your moods are feeling sorry for Paul or not feeling sorry for Paul.
Feeling sorry for Paul.
You can have your date drive Paul's date home or encourage everyone to go home with whomever they came with.
That one.
Alright, you're going to stay true to Peter. That's good. You've made an inappropriate choice. So apparently you're not feeling sorry for Paul.
This game is dumb.
You can feel sorry for someone and still not, I don't know, put out for them. I'm just saying.
Fine, I don't feel sorry for Paul.
Paul gets angry with you for not letting him out of taking her home. You can't figure out why he's such a glutton for punishment. Whatever. Anyway, the time's up, so I'm going to stop the recording. And that's been it for this part of, or this recording set rather, of Alter Ego, the female edition. I hope you all enjoyed it. I've been Zach, Silly Gooses Inc. And we've also had
PhoenixTsukino, who's apparently been molested several times by many men.
And we'll
Which is odd.
And we'll see you guys later. Kiss kiss.
Bye.
When he calms down, he promises that you will never have a job in his company.
I don't want to have a job in your company.
Not only have you soured a potentially lucrative future business contract, you have messed up the opportunity to date Matt, who is ruggedly handsome college football star. No. Wait, he's in college? You're 14!
Don't I already have a boyfriend?
Yes!
Who's cheating on me and this is not going anywhere?
What is wrong with this game? Alright. Your mother has... And we're going in the correct order this time, because the high school stage, you go through the entire thing anyway. So, you're supposed to be this age. Love baking.
Yes, yes indeed.
Family, social, and emotional characteristics take a healthy jump. What would you like to prepare? You look through the cookbook. Chicken Marengo, hamburger and french fries, chicken cordon bleu, or beef Wellington. Or dog. Oh, chicken Marengo.
The first one.
An interesting concoction. Everyone makes unusual noises of approval when they eat it. Or just unusual noises. You are terrific.
Yay.
Alright, and things here, fine, young woman. Oh, by the way, we're back, folks. You'd be honored if you would consider attending the company dinner with his son, Matt. Matt. You can be suspicious, interested, or uninterested.
Suspicious.
You can accept the invitation, make an excuse, or tell him you'll get back to him.
I'll get back to him.
You must really hate your father. The boss's face becomes red. He takes a handful of high blood pressure medication. Hey, just like Dad says.
Wow.
Your mother has been out all day and has just phoned to tell you that she's stuck with the car. She sounds exhausted, dinner hasn't been started yet, and the house will be filling up with people any minute. It looks like it's going to be a zoo. You are supposed to go out with your friends. The best place to be after she gets home would be miles away. You can be sympathetic to Mom or unsympathetic.
Sympathetic.
You can make dinner for everyone, bake, or you can run out with your friends.
Make dinner for everyone.
Because we all know your friends are douchebags, and your dad decides he wants to have sorry, I was checking the time, long talk with you about college. You're like, can't be 15 yet. In his talk, he advises you to do all the things you think you would like to do least. He is pushing hard for you to attend a college very close to home. In the middle of everything, he says, you don't know, sweetheart. Sweetheart, I don't know how necessary a college education is for women anyway. Because your dad is apparently out of the 1940s.